Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK back at you with another video here to break the 6-game NBA main slate on Wednesday. A couple things before I get in the video. If you're new to the channel, my name's DK. I make daily videos talking about NBA DFS as well as NFL DFS. I'm also running a weekly $20 PayPal giveaway on my channel. How it works, all you have to do is leave a like and a comment in the video. That's one entry in the giveaway. Max one comment per video. So it starts with my Monday NBA video that I uploaded at the beginning of the week. We'll go throughout the week. We'll end my Monday NBA video at the end of the week. So however many videos I've uploaded for the week, you can end the giveaway that many times. So if I have 10 videos uploaded for the week, you can end the giveaway 10 times. And again, the winner receives $20 PayPal from myself. With that out of the way, let's jump into the video. So first, let's look back at my lineup here from Tuesday. And man, it was a big bounce back. I just have to wonder, well, first, let's go over my core. So the core plays I gave you guys on my live stream were Brad Beal, 60 fancy points. Eric Bledsoe, 61 fancy points. Ersan at almost min-price, 22. And then Chris Middleton, 80 fancy points. That was my core. Now, sure, a lot of those guys were pretty popular, but you start your lineup with those four guys, you're going to make some good money. So hopefully that guys helped you out to win some good money. Yeah, I am a little bit tilted because this Atlanta-Toronto game ended up blowing out. I knew that was a risk, but man, if I have to imagine, what would have happened if the Stars would have got fourth quarter run. Lowry, OG actually got injured, and then Pascal Siakam. They missed out on a shift. So you think, another 6 or 7 minutes from Lowry, OG, and Siakam. Man, because what, I was at, 352. First place was at 379. Probably would have been pushing for first there. So, yeah, it's a situation where, if the Stars get some fourth quarter run, I could have been on a GPP takedown season. But, yeah, more than happy with this. So, yeah, final lineup here. Again, Lowry, Beal, OG, Bertan, Siakam, Bledsoe, Ersan, and Milton. I did actually make a lineup with the full game stack there with Washington, Milwaukee. Pretty sure that would have ended up pretty good. It was a full game stack. I believe it was, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was Bledsoe, Ersan, Middleton, and Dante DiVincenzo paired with Beal, Bertans, and Troy Brown Jr., then Jokic. I wonder what that would have finished with. But I feel like that would have been better than this. So yeah, probably would have been almost the nuts, to be honest. But yeah, all in all, again, really, really good night. Hope you guys made some money from that core. I know it's a chalky core, but you play those four guys, you're in great shape. So, yeah, that basically wraps it up for this overview of Tuesday's lineup. So, let's take a look at some stuff for the 6-game slate on Wednesday. Here we go. Bear with me here. I'm going to refresh Bovada so we get some good lines here. Let's see. And is there nothing? No, nothing's out yet. Okay, wow. All right, so I guess we don't have anything to go over there. So let's just get into it. 6 games. We'll start with center. At the top is Andre Drummond at 9.7. He is currently questionable with a left wrist sprain. So this is pretty significant. This is slate-changing news, right? If Drummond plays, I think he's a solid spend-up. He was pretty frustrating, let me and a lot of other people down the other end against Cleveland. He had a good first half and then just completely did nothing the second half. If he misses, then Thon Maker and Christian Wood become really, really solid value plays. So certainly something to keep an eye on here with the status of Drummond. If he plays, I'm okay getting to him. I also really like Sabonis here at 9.4. No Miles Turner. He played 41 minutes a game against Portland. 41. Had 66 fancy points. I had him that night. Triple-double. It is always Sabonis season, guys. I love Sabonis. And I really like him here in this spot. We have Miles Turner, I believe. Is he? Well, let me go to Miles Turner. Let me confirm this. He is questionable, did not practice. So this is certainly something to keep an eye on. If Miles Turner can't go, I think we get huge minutes. Sorry, I can't talk. From Sabonis. And who's going to guard him in Chicago? Is it going to be Luke Cornett? Is it going to be Thad Young? Cristiano Felicio? I don't think any of those guys can handle DOMANTAS Sabonis. So I love Sabonis at this price, especially if Miles Turner gets ruled out because he plays more of the 5. Yeah, so certainly something to keep an eye on with Turner. If Turner plays, that'll be a slight tick down to Sabonis, but I would still like him. If Turner's out, I really like Sabonis here at that price. Rudy Gobert, so I still can't get over the other night, that game. Well, that was just the most tilting slate ever on Monday, right? Like the Houston guys, no one expected Hartenstein to play 6 minutes, Clemens to play 7 minutes, and Rudy Gobert matched up against PJ Tucker and Thabo Cephalosha. Busts. Like, you can't write, like, how does that even happen? But yeah, Gobert at 8.7 is okay. I'm probably not going to go there in this slate. No, Whiteside is a guy I have a lot of interest here at 8.5, especially if Capella can't go. If Capella can't go and Houston tries to run PJ Tucker to guard Whiteside or Thabo Cephalosha, Whiteside is going to feast. He can go for 20-20 easily. So at this price point, I like him a lot, especially if Clint Capella gets ruled out. If Clint Capella plays, I would still have interest in Whiteside. But if he gets ruled out and Houston tries to run small, yeah, Whiteside could crush. Let's see. So Julius Randle at 8.3K. This game, Memphis and New York, I think goes a bit lower owned. But there is a lot of upside here. This is, 2 teams that don't play a whole lot of defense. I assume this one's going to be pretty high over-under. 8.3 is a little pricey for Randle, but I still think he has upside. So certainly considering Randle there. Capella, again, this is huge news. He is questionable with that heel. If he can't go, again, I love Whiteside. We'll see what they end up doing at start if Capella gets ruled out. Like, I'd assume they start Hartenstein, but you just really never know, right? They started PJ Tucker against Rudy Gobert, which made absolutely no sense. But again, they won the game, so I can't really argue with that. It just didn't make any sense matchup-wise. Yeah, if Capella gets ruled out, again, it'll be interesting to see who they end up playing at center. Aldridge, they actually already ruled him out for this game against Utah, so that is pretty significant news. We have Bagley, I believe, already out as well. Jonas Valanciunas, I liked him for GPPs tonight. He had a pretty good, I think he had like 50 fantasy points. He was the one guy I was considering there in Memphis. Now the price came down, and again, the Knicks run big, so I have a good amount of interest in JV here. He played a lot of minutes. Let me confirm how many minutes he played, but it was, I think it was the most he's ever played this season. Let's see. He played, let me confirm, 34 minutes. Now it's a back-to-back. Maybe they limit him, but again, the Knicks, they run big, so this could be a spot where Jonas Valanciunas gets about 30 again. If that's the case, I love him at that price. Let's see. Other options, Jarrett Allen with DeAndre Jordan back, I will pass there. Jakob Poeltl, so he played 36 minutes that last game with no Aldridge. I assume he's going to start. I assume he's going to play good minutes if he stays out of foul trouble once again. I think this price tag will scare some people off, but I still think he's in play at 5.6. Because if we're going to get 35 minutes from Poeltl, 100% he's viable here. So, yeah, I'm very much considering him here at that price. Adams is being limited. I can't go there. DeAndre Jordan, I'll pass. I'll pass on Mr. Robinson as well. Luke Cornett, I believe he's probably at, I can't go there, 5K. Tucker, I mean, if Capella gets ruled out and they start Tucker at the 5, I would have some interest because that boosts his upside for sure. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think their best bet is to start Hartenstein, but you just never know. Let's see, Wood. Yeah, so Wood, Morris, Thon Maker, these are all guys I would look to if Drummond gets ruled out, especially Wood and Maker, who probably split the center minutes. Wood has, they've actually started Thon the couple games that Drummond's missed and brought Wood off the bench. But yeah, 4.5K, I could see Wood definitely getting you there at that salary if Drummond is out. Markieff Morris at 4.4. Again, these are guys that I would look to if Drummond is out. And then Thon Maker as well. He started the last couple games with Drummond out. Played, I believe, 23 and 20 minutes. He was solid. So, yeah, him and Wood especially would be the guys I would look to if Drummond can't go. Nerlens Noel, 4.4. Probably get about 20 minutes. He's okay, but yeah, with Adams playing, doesn't have huge upside in my opinion. Trey Lyles, so he got more run with no Aldridge as well. He got 26 minutes. So I think he is a viable punt option for sure. Because we know Utah runs big, right? So I think we probably get close to that 26 minutes mark again. You never really know, though, because it is Popovich. But, yeah, if he's going to get mid-20s minutes at this price, I think he's certainly in play as a value option. Hartenstein, so the big question here is what to do with Hartenstein if Capella gets ruled out. Well, if Capella gets ruled out and PJ Tucker starts, I don't think I could go Hartenstein. Just off what we see the last game, right? He got 6 minutes. But if they start Hartenstein, I would probably play him here at 3.3K because I think in that case, we probably get at least 20 minutes from him, and then he would stand out as one of the best value plays. So certainly something to keep an eye on with, obviously, the stats of Capella and then who ends up starting for Houston. But yeah, that basically wraps it up for center. So let's move on to power forward. Let's see. Gallinari at 6.8 is okay option. I think he's a solid cash game play, but I don't know if I'm going to go out of my way to play him. Bielitsa, so he had a huge game last game. I did go to overtime, played 41 minutes, had 54 fancy points. I'm actually curious to see who Sacramento, because Giles and Dedmon did not get allowed to run that game. Let me see who, they might have run Bielitsa a good amount at the center, because I want to look at the Kings minutes one more time here from that game. So Dedmon only played 16 minutes. Giles played 7. Tolliver played 5. No one, yeah, so they must have ran Bielitsa at the 5 a lot here. If that's the case, how did Towns bust in that spot? But, yeah, that's another story. If Bielitsa is going to play a lot of the minutes of the 5, you got to have some interest here, even at this price. So certainly something to keep an eye on there with what Sacramento does with their center position. But looks like they're comfortable playing Bielitsa a good amount at the 5. Marcus Morris at 6.5K, I think is certainly doable. Again, this game, two bad teams going up against each other. Not a whole lot of defense to be played in this one. I'm okay getting to Marcus Morris here in the mid-range, who does have upside, right? We've seen Marcus Morris can put up 50, even 60 on a really good night. Triple J at 6.4 is fine. We probably get about 30 minutes from him in a close game if he stays out of foul trouble. It's a close call for sure. I think between him and JV, I think I would give the edge to JV, who I think just has a little bit more upside. But if you want to go Triple J, I'm fine with that as well. Let's see. Other options. Melo at 5.9 with Lillard and CJ both healthy. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go there even in a good spot. TJ Warren at 5.8. You could look to if Miles Turner gets ruled out, and especially if Brogdon gets ruled out as well, there'll be more usage around. He is kind of score independent, so maybe only for GPPs. House, so we have Westbrook available to play with Harden questionable. I think I'm going to pass. I know House had a really good game the last time out, but he played 46 minutes. That blows my mind. They played almost the whole game. Yeah, with Westbrook back and the price elevated and maybe Harden back, I'm going to pass there on House. Thad Young, revenge spot here at 5.3. I think he's an okay value option. We probably get about 30 or so minutes from him. So, yeah, I'm fine with Thad Young at that price. Let's see, Ariza 4.9 with, again, CJ back. He's got to knock down those corner threes. I think he's a little bit too pricey, even in a revenge spot there. Yeah. Oh, Rudy Gay. So, with no LaMarcus Aldridge, did play a little bit more, 22 minutes. I think those minutes could go up here. Again, it is Popovich, and he did use, he can use a lot of other guys, but I think we get mid-20s minutes from Rudy Gay. And at 3.6K, I think he's certainly a play as a value option. Like, between Lyles and Gay, I think Gay is the better option, but I think Lyles maybe gets a little bit more run. So it's a close call for sure between those two value guys. Wilson Chandler had gotten good run the last game against Detroit, but only 16 recently, so probably can't do it. Minutes are very up and down on him right now. Again, Hartenstein, that's clearly dependent on Capella news and clearly dependent on if he starts or not. But yeah, that basically wraps it up here for power forward. So let's move on to small forward. DeRozan at the top at 8.4. So the big question is here, what do you do with DeRozan, right? No LaMarcus Aldridge. We saw what he can do. 36 minutes, 53 fantasy points. We know the upside is there. Even in Chicago is a tougher spot. Chicago plays at a slow pace. They're actually pretty solid defensively. This is another not really great spot, but DeRozan's usage is going to go up a lot with no Aldridge. So I'm a little bit torn right now on what I want to do with DeRozan. Again, really bad spot against Utah, but the usage is going to go way up with no LaMarcus Aldridge. Eric Gordon, 7.3. He just had a crazy game. I brought up that, if they're going to keep it close, he was probably going to have a big game. And he just 50 real-life points, 70 fancy points. I can't do it, especially with Westbrook back and possibly Harden back. There's just no way I can get to 7.3K Eric Gordon. I'll let others chase that. Buddy Hield at 7.1 had a huge game as well. Came off the bench and played 38 minutes. I guess the game did go to overtime, so only 33. Still, the upside is there, but if he's going to continue to come off the bench, I just don't know if the minutes upside is there. I don't know if he can shoot that well again, so I'll probably let others chase unless he starts. If he starts, out of a little bit more interest in him. Let's see, other options. Jeremy Lamb had a pretty solid game that last game out, 34 minutes, 38 fancy points. Price came up, though. I'll probably let others chase. Joe Ingles at 5.1, I think is certainly viable. Kind of had an off game. One of his worst games for sure. He fouled out in 33 minutes, but normally he's a pretty consistent fancy player. Guy that gets a lot of the peripheral stats. Good spot here. I think we get about 30 or so minutes from Ingles. So I'm perfectly fine with him as a value option. Let's see. Other options. A guy like Bruce Brown, you could look to if Drummond's out. He probably maybe gets a little extra run. LeVert, Joe Harris. I would look to these guys if Kyrie gets ruled out, but I think Kyrie's going to be good to go. He missed the last game due to personal reasons, and he practiced tonight, so I assume Kyrie's going to be good to go. Oh, I do want... give me 1 second. I want to see what the minutes were like for the Memphis guys tonight with no Jay Crowder and D'Anthony Melton got ruled out as well. So I want to take a look at these minutes. So Triple J played 31 minutes. Kyle Anderson started, played 27. JV played 34. Morant played 30. Brooks played 33. Solomon Hill played 19 off the bench. Clark played 21. Tyus Jones played 20. So that is pretty interesting to me. Goodrich played 14. Conchar played 12. So if Jay Crowder and D'Anthony Melton are ruled out once again, I would look to a guy like Tyus Jones to evaluate play. But I'll get to him here in a bit. Yeah, Thabo Sefolosha, he got a good amount of run at the 5 last game. If Capella gets ruled out and they're going to run the combo PJ Tucker, Thabo Sefolosha at the 5, you could look to him. I probably still wouldn't even do it, though. Yeah, Solomon Hill, he got a little extra run tonight, 3.4K. Viable, cheap option for sure, right? Probably gets about 15 to 20 minutes. But that basically wraps it up. So let's move on to shooting guard. So Harden listed as questionable. This is obviously slate changing news, right? If Harden gets ruled out, you play Westbrook, and then you kind of move on, right? I don't think I would fade Westbrook out of Harden. Now, if Harden plays, then it's a different story, right? Because Harden has been on just one of his worst stretches of his career, been shooting the ball terribly. It's been the Westbrook show. So then you would have to make a decision, right? Do you want to ride the hot hand of Westbrook, or do you want to try to buy low on Harden and hope he has a breakout game? I think if Harden plays, it could be the breakout game here. This is a really, really good matchup. This game's being played at a super fast pace, so definitely something to keep an eye on there, obviously, with Harden news. Zach LaVine at 8.6 lists as probable. More of just a contrarian play at that price. I don't see myself getting to him in cash games. Donovan Mitchell at 8K. Is perfectly fine as well. Did have a good game there against Houston. This is a pretty solid spot. I just, again, we got to wait on Harden news. We got to wait on West, if he plays or not. And then I do like Lillard, CJ as well. So we'll talk about those guys here in a bit. Derrick Rose at 7.6. I think you can play if Drummond plays, but he would get a pretty significant boost if Drummond can't go. Would have to do a little bit more offensively. So certainly something to keep an eye on there with the status of Drummond. Dinwiddie, again, I expect Kyrie to play. If Kyrie can't go, then we can look to Dinwiddie. If Kyrie plays, I don't have a whole lot of interest there in Dinwiddie. SGA at 7.3. These OKC guys are all fine with everyone healthy. I'm okay with Atlanta in one of them as a filler spot, but I don't know if I'm going to go out of my way to play them. Yeah, so CJ McCollum at 6.9, I think stands as a really solid play at this price. This game's going to be played at a super, super fast pace. Not a whole lot of defense in this one, and I think he's a little bit underpriced. So I do have a good amount of interest here in CJ. Let's see. Other options, I'm okay with Dylan Brooks. My only concern is he's a little bit scoring dependent, but he can still get to there at that price. Austin Rivers can't do it with Westbrook back. So guys like Holiday, guys like TJ McConnell, they've kind of been splitting the point guard duties with Malcolm Brogdon out. If Brogdon's out, once again, you could certainly look to those guys as value options. Let's see. One of those Spurs guards with, White, Murray, Forbes, Mills. It always seems like one of those guys has a good game, but your guess is as good as mine as who's it's going to be. So it's always like you can take a shot on those guys, but I just never know, really. Reggie Bullock, I'm curious to see how many minutes he played tonight. Let me go to the Knicks really quick. So Bullock played 28 minutes. There's just not a whole lot I like on the Knicks, really, besides Alfred Payton, Randall, and Morris. Like, not a whole lot I'm confident in, to be honest. No one playing enough minutes for me to consider him. Yeah, so really it's those three Knicks that I have interest in. That's about it. Mills, again, he had a good game the last game. You can certainly take a shot on him, but they always seem to switch off having good games. Mills, Forbes, Murray, White. One, maybe two of those guys will probably have a solid game, but it's really hard to try to pinpoint who is going to be on a night-to-night basis. Kobe White at 3.9 is a viable punt play for GPPs. If he plays well, he can get extended to like mid-20s minutes, but not a play I'm super excited about. Where is Tyus Jones listed as? Okay, he's also only listed at point guard. I'll talk about him now. So, with no D'Anthony Melton, he played. Yeah, I think he played 20 minutes. Let me confirm that. Yeah, he got 20 minutes. 3, 7, and 3 with a steal. So him, like Solomon Hill, those are certainly doable punt plays if both Jay Crowder and D'Anthony Melton are out once again. But I think that basically wrapped it up for shooting guard. I don't know if there's anyone else here I wanted to talk about. I think that's it. So let's move on to point guard. Lillard at the top at 10.5. This stretch of games that he has been on is just insane. 92, 70, and 84 fantasy points. And that last game against the Pacers, CJ was healthy and played. So he can still have upside games, enormous upside games, even with CJ in. This is one of the best possible spots here against Houston. So even at 10.5, I know it's crazy to sound, or crazy to say, but I still think Lillard is very much in play here at this price. You can certainly fade. I think the ownership will be a little bit inflated after recent games, but I still think he is certainly someone you should consider as a spend up. Westbrook at 10.4, right? So if Harden gets ruled out, I don't see myself fading Westbrook. If Westbrook plays, you have to make a tough decision. They're almost the same price, and Westbrook has just been playing great basketball, whereas Harden has been playing some of his worst basketball of his career. So do you want to ride the hot hand with Westbrook, or do you want to root for the bounce back game from Harden? I'll let you make that call, but I would have interest in both those guys. Again, if Harden gets ruled out, I probably would not fade Westbrook. Kyrie at 9.1, like the upside in him. Again, he practiced off the injury report. I would not speak for Kyrie. It remains unclear if he'll play or not. I assume he's going to be good to go. We saw what he did in the last game against Detroit, right? 40 minutes, 65 fantasy points. The upside is pretty massive with Kyrie as well. So yeah, I do have a good amount of interest in him as a spend up. De'Aaron Fox at 8.1, I like. I just, he got 37 minutes due to overtime, so he was only on pace for 32 minutes. It's just the minutes with him that bothers me, right? If he was playing like 38 minutes like he was a few weeks ago, I would have a lot more interest. It's just, I think I like the upside a little bit more with the guys above him, right? With Kyrie, Westbrook, Lillard, even Harden if he plays. Chris Paul, right? None of the OKC guys really stand out to me. Again, I'm fine if you land on one of those guys as a filler, but I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to play any of them. Now, John Morant does intrigue me here at 7.2. He's been playing big minutes recently, 32, 34, back-to-back games. Again, good spot here. So this game is definitely a game stackable game, right? A lot of guys are pretty cheap. Like, you can play John Morant. You can play JV and Jaren Jackson Jr. and then run it back with like Randall, Alf Payton, and Marcus Morris. And that's pretty solid. Like this game has potential to be a shootout for sure. So I have interest in that game, definitely. And again, you could probably make a pretty solid game stack there. Malcolm Brogdon, so this is pretty big news, right? He's listed as questionable. If he can't go, it's McConnell, it's Aaron Holiday. They'll kind of split his point guard duties. We do have Oladipo. I believe he's going to make his season debut. So this is certainly something to keep an eye on. They said he's going to be on a minutes limit. We'll see what his minutes limit is. I'm going to guess they're going to really ease him back into it, probably only like 15 or so minutes. So with that being the case, I don't think I could go there. But if we get news that he's going to play like on a 25 minutes limit, then I think you could consider him. But my best guess is they're going to really, really take it easy on Oladipo. Other options, let's see. Again, D'Anthony Melton, he got ruled out tonight with hand soreness. I assume since it's a back-to-back, he's probably not going to be able to go tomorrow. And if Jay Crowder gets ruled out again too, yeah, I think Tyus Jones and Solomon Hill are certainly viable punt options. Reggie Jackson at 4.5. So the minutes have been creeping up on him. 15, 19, 23, 25 that last game. He's been surprisingly pretty good since his return. Good match against Brooklyn. I think those minutes continue to creep back up. So I have some interest in Reggie Jackson at 4.5, especially if Drummond can't go. That's a lot of usage to go around. DeJounte Murray at 4.3. I think he would probably be my preferred target of those cheap Spurs point guards, right? Of those four guys I talked about, just because we know I think he has the most upside, right? He can put up 40 in limited time, so he would be probably my preferred target if I was going to take a shot on one of those cheap guys. Now, Mike Conley, I actually have some interest in as well, 3.8. They've been slowly easing him back into it after that injury, 15, 18, 18, 19, but 25 the last game. Now, he really hasn't been great, but if we're going to get about 25 minutes from Mike Conley in a good spot here against San Antonio, I have some interest in here as a value play. And then, yeah, that basically wraps it up. So, we do have a good amount of news that we're waiting for, right? The stats of Harden, the stats of Drummond, the stats of Kyrie, the stats of Capella. So there's some slate-changing news for sure here. Aldridge is already ruled out. We know that. Brogdon's questionable. We don't really know how many minutes Oladipo's going to play. Miles Turner questionable, right? If he gets ruled out. Sabonis, I would like a good amount. So there's still a good amount of news we're waiting on. But just going team by team again. On the Chicago side, not a whole lot really stands out. Like, I'm okay with Thad Young, but nothing I'm going to prioritize there. On the Pacers side, I do like Sabonis a good amount, especially if Miles Turner can't go. Oladipo, I assume they're going to really limit him. If he's on like a 25 minutes limit or something like that, then we could consider him. And if Brogdon can't go, you can look to McConnell and Holiday as value options. Memphis, New York, this game is definitely game stackable. A lot of mid-tier plays like John Morant, Triple J, Jonas Valanciunas. I think all those guys have a good amount of upside against New York. Also, again, you could look to Tyus Jones and Solomon Hill if both Jay Crowder and D'Anthony Melton are out once again. On the Knicks side, it's basically Peyton, Morris, and Randall that I have interest in. Detroit, Brooklyn. So the big news here is Drummond, right? If Drummond plays, he's okay. I probably still wouldn't go there. But if Drummond misses, it's Thon Maker becomes viable. Christian Wood, Markieff Morris, Rose, and Reggie Jackson will get a boost. So pretty significant news there. On the Brooklyn side, kind of Kyrie for me, and that's about it. Like Allen and Jordan will split the 7 minutes. Not a whole lot I really like besides Kyrie. Utah, San Antonio. So, Mitchell and Gobert, I think, are secondary plays for me. Ingles is always solid at his price. And then Conley has value play on the Spurs side. The big question is, what do you want to do with DeRozan? Really bad spot, but we saw what he did with no Aldridge against Chicago. Also, go to Jakob Poeltl, who I think plays big minutes if he stays out of foul trouble. And then you could always take, Rudy Gay is a viable punt option. You could take a shot on one of those cheap guards. Houston, Portland, this game has, I think this is going to be probably the highest over-under of the night. Has a lot of upside. Again, we're waiting on the status of Harden. If he can't go, I would love Westbrook. If Capella can't go and Hardenstein starts, I would like him. There's a lot of news up in the air, right? On the Portland side, I still think Lillard is viable, even at that elevated price point. I like CJ a good amount. I like Whiteside, especially if Capella can't go. OKC, Sacramento. OKC guys are kind of filler to me. No one really stands out on the Sacramento side. Dedmon and Giles minutes have been down. Probably can't go there. Bielitsa, I guess, would be my favorite play because he's been getting a lot of run at the center. But, yeah, that game in general, I'm not super, super excited about. But, yeah, I think that's going to do it for today's video, guys. So if you have been enjoying the content, would really appreciate it if you could like this video and subscribe. Again, if you want to get entered in the giveaway, all you have to do is leave a like and a comment in the video. That's one entry in the giveaway. I will be live streaming for this 6-game slate probably about 40 minutes before lock on my YouTube channel. So be sure to check out the live stream, guys. You don't want to miss it. I'll give my core plays there. I'll answer any questions you guys had. My core from tonight: Beal, Bledsoe, Middleton, Ersan. Pretty solid core. So, yeah. Again, be sure to check out the live stream. But thanks again, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you guys all tomorrow in the live stream.